Castle.
Hey guys, how's it going? Vaughn here. I'm feeling pretty good about Kitaru Witch Hunter, I'm not gonna lie. The response has been overwhelmingly positive so far, and I don't know, it's kind of an underdog book. Like, I knew it wouldn't be one of my bigger books, and it didn't cost me anything to make, so I'm like, screw it, the economy sucks. Let's just put out a cool book that I believe in. It's not gonna cost me a bunch to make. It might not make as much as others, but damn will it not be cool and make people happy. And that's kind of what I'm in the game of. You know, that's what I do this. And so far, the reactions have been so good that people have been telling me they thought it would be good, but they didn't know it would be this good. And I want to do, I don't know what, I've never done this before, but maybe a little director's commentary on the book and see, you know, kind of let you guys, hopefully, if you haven't read it, if you don't want spoilers, turn away, run away, because I'm gonna like spoil the hell out of this shit and talk about this with you guys. Let's get into it. Let's get into Kitaru. So first of all, let's look at what I did on the book. This is my page work that I inked years ago myself. I thought about offering pages, but I don't know, something about these, it's a little sentimental for me. And more than that, it's not on good paper. I was just a broke college kid when I was making this book, or maybe I was a little out of college, but I was like a broke security guard in Chicago who was going to Kinko's and printing off the pencils onto this cheap Kinko's paper and then taking it home and inking the hell out of it. And so it's not even comic paper, guys. It's kind of almost gray, as you can see in some places. It doesn't match the white of the word bubbles at all. It's a little shadier, it's a little grimier. So, I mean, I was just working with cheap crap, just trying to make a cool as hell book. You know, and of course the end result is excellent because, you know, how much time and work and effort I put in. But as you can see here, these came out pretty cool. These are pretty cool pages. I inked this by hand at home in front of a TV with an artboard on my lap, breaking my neck, hunching over it like an idiot. I was not at an art desk. I don't have a good art desk. My art desk is falling apart, so I can't. If I tried to ink it, it would just fall over. But as you can see, I did the word bubbles and even did the lettering. The lettering and everything was rewritten for this new book. Everything, even this font, I think, is a different font for the witch. So we got something different going on here. So this is just, you know, this was me trying to make a full book on my own. Well, not on my own. I had a penciler, awesome Felix Navarra, killed it on pencils, did a great job. But like, we made it something special here, man. And people underestimate this book a lot, I can tell. And that's okay. Kind of expected that a little bit with this book. It's not gonna be for everyone. They might think it's just a cheesy manga, but it is not. This is a dark, badass witch hunting adventure that people are gonna love. So yeah, I'm really proud of how this came out. This was a ton of work, and I was really proud when I finished inking it and everything, and we got these beautiful colors done on it. And the colors are by, so colors are by Mackenzie Martin. I haven't talked to her in forever, and she actually bailed on this project for the last like 5 pages or so. She disappeared off the planet. Can you believe that? Ghosted. People get ghosted by artists all the time in comics, guys. It's insane. It's an epidemic. So I had to have my awesome colorist from Monster MD, Tanya Wicker, come in, and Tanya Wicker helped finish the last pages of this, which she made it look and match what we were doing, because she's brilliant. And everybody should be hiring the hell out of her. She's an amazing colorist from Russia, no doubt. So really proud of her. She did great. Good on her. We now have an awesome book. I inked the hell out of this. I worked my ass off on the lettering. I'd never really lettered anything before when I made this book, I remember. This is like a 10-year-old book, guys. We're talking like 2014. But I came in for this new edition of it, this printed edition. And I knew I'm a better writer now. I'm a better creator. So what I did was I rewrote it and I relettered it with the abilities I have now. And I think it came out to be a much more powerful, stronger book. So as you can see, I like to do a little intro page to kind of get you in the mood. And I like to do stuff on the inside covers. I don't like white blank inside covers on comics. They bother me. They feel like wasted space. I like something that kind of helps set the tone, right? So we have the witch hunting logo that I came up with. This, I came up with the idea of an Oni skull, which is symbolic of just evil in general and, you know, evilness and witches, and putting a knife through its head and just making it heavy metal and badass. And I wanted it to be a symbol that makes people be afraid of witch hunters a little bit. Even though they're good guys and they're protecting people from evil and witches, I kind of want them to be dark Avenger types that people you don't want to cross them. You're kind of scared of them a little bit. So this seemed appropriate. The horns, the fangs, the knife through the head. And then we open with this creepy poem. And it turns out it's something that is taught to the witch hunters when they're just the age of 6. So that's helping to set the tone. We've got a little piece of art with Kitaru here. We open the page, you get your credits. I like to make the credits simple and strong and just have some nice imagery with it. I don't like credits that are just text with nothing. Kind of does nothing for me. I like things to be artful. That's just me. Depends. It depends on how you want to do it. And then I really hit you hard because I'm opening up with this page, the 6 sacred laws of the Codex Huntanan. The Codex Huntanan is the book by which witch hunters learn to track and detect witches and to learn their rules. So we have 1, a witch hunter's life is a blade used and discarded at the will of the shogun. A hunter shall judge and execute punishment on those who practice witchcraft without trial. So this really, and then you got it signed in a guy's blood, okay? This sets your tone. This sets your book up. I think it's really cool. It was fun finding like the old parchment for this look. And then boom, we're in. We are in. Crows see everything. Each eye can separately see a different image at the same time. Crows can distinguish different human faces and remember kindness. They also hold lifelong grudges. And because they attack those they begrudge in groups, we've agreed to call their congregation a murder. Cool, huh? So that's I think that might be the only captions I have in the entire book. And then we just kick into the story, you know? We don't have a lot of thinking or captions from there. It just turns into good old-fashioned action. Kitaru encounters a thief on the road. And we see with just near effortlessness, Kitaru takes this thief down and makes him, wish he'd never messed with him. And so we're learning about this character right away. We learn that the crest of the witch hunter scares the hell out of even like a thief on the road. We learn that Kitaru's skilled without him even doing much. This is a guy with ability. And then from there, he discovers a scarecrow with a body hidden, the body of a man's wife. And so from there, our mystery unfolds. This was a really cool book to make, man. I wanted it to be murder mystery meets like high sword slashing adventure in a kind of dark haunted Asian world of samurai and ninja style stuff. I wanted it to be, you have to get into the character, but I wanted this world to be one that people could also enjoy. I've always liked samurai ninja stuff, and this was an excuse to do it, but with like black magic and with dark stuff and with all the gothy shit that I like, know, and love, and that I think is kind of reflected in my book, So from there, he goes into town and discovers a witch pretty quick trying to poison him. So the fight is on. And from there, you get these great shots. Look at this. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Love the way this fight came out. Now, this was, guys, I'll admit it. Like, in a lot of ways, I was learning how to make comics, how to write comics when I made this book. But I gotta tell you, like, when I came in and redid the lettering and stuff, we ended up this ended up being a fantastic book. I'm really proud of it. People are loving it more than my other books, which surprised me. Because, of course, when you have an older book, you're not going to think, that's not too great. Boom, he's unleashing a hex that of a spell he had caught inside this guy's body, and then gablam! Guts everywhere. Raining blood on the poor people below. Yeah, Kitaru's awesome. He's highly trained, highly aggressive when he needs to be. Pretends he's a cool guy, but really, he has his own darknesses to deal with. I'm really digging how this came out. Really nice. I had never lettered before. I had never done, there's so many things that I'd never done before when I did this book, and I'm really proud of myself for getting it done and making it just the best thing I could. It's not easy to work a mystery into your story. It's not that as easy as you think it would be. I thought it wouldn't be that hard, but it's easier to just tell the story and have them overcome the conflicts. The mystery part can be trickier. It just adds other layers and things. You have to be really considerate of a lot of things, And I wanted these witch hunters to be more than just swashbuckling badasses. They're way more than that. They're detectives. They're very intelligent. They're very, I would say, analytical, They have to be. Oh, what happened to the page there? That's kind of weird. It looks like a flaw to me. I'm not going to sell this book. I'm going to keep this one for myself. There's something weird with that page. Anyway, can't do that one. Sometimes you'll find a weird random flaw in a book, and then I will put it on a pile and not send it out to customers because I don't want them to have any flawed books. We're trying to give people the best quality possible here. Good thing I didn't end up sending this one out. So anyway, yeah, this has been great for me and what I'm doing with in comics. I think it's added a new world and character that people are telling me they want more of. So I'm just gonna have to do more. Kitaru ends up confronting the witch, which ends up being the daughter that you thought was just this innocent kind of quiet daughter in the background. Turns out she was the witch who murdered her own mom all along. Ah! Sweet, huh? And the witches in this world, they couldn't just be old hags cackling from the shadows, right? They have to be these ferocious, demonic, very physical, very brutal, very dangerous beings that are gonna fuck you up, as you can see. And I mean, I just love the way this all came out. While I was making this, I was getting better at comics, I was learning, but the final result, I think, makes it just cooler than a lot of stuff out there. I think people are really responding to this. It's kind of it's a sleeper hit. It's definitely a sleeper hit, which makes me happy. It makes me happy to see people happy. When you make stuff, you're giving. You're a giver by nature. You're not a taker. The people who I think make the best stuff are just, they're givers. They're giving us something. And that's just who I am. That's how I've always been in every relationship. That's how I am with my art. I'm a sensitive, dorky guy who likes to give. It's fun. It's fun. There's even a tender moment here between, we see the witch daughter and the corpse of her mother falling to pieces, you know, after an explosion by Kitaru. And they're kind of face to face as mom's bony body falls to ash. And then we have this panel of the mom and the daughter in like one fleeting kind of almost spiritual, kind of almost imagined moment maybe between the daughter and the mom, where there's like a tender moment, even though the relationship was not good, as you find out in the story. I don't know why, I just felt like I needed to put something dreamy like that in to kind of show the tragedy of her and her mom kind of losing their connection and her ending up murdering her own mother. The witches in this have to be just horrible, you know? Then Kitaru gets stabbed by his own blade when he thinks the witch is dead, and she is not. Witches are very hard to take down in this world. You think you killed them, they get right back up and just start ruining shit, and they'll stab you with your own weapon. He gets stabbed with his own weapon. Now, something about Kitaru's weapon in this that was really fun is that it's been possessed, and it talks to him, and it talks mad shit to him all the time. Here he is, Kitaru, interacting with this concubine of a local corrupt lord, and all these bad guys point their spears on him, and his sword says, "I could have warned you, but I didn't want to ruin the moment with the whore, or your moment with the whore." So the sword is kind of a sarcastic, nasty, he talks shit to Kitaru even. And then by the end, when he gets stabbed into Kitaru by the witch, this witch possesses Kitaru and turns him into Togi, the Death Walker. And he says, Kitaru's Reavers are the name that I gave witch hunters' weapons. Their weapons have to be special. They can't just be like a sword. They have to be carved out of witches' bones, which are metallic and very hard and sturdy, and so that way they can cut through the witches. You know, it's one of those things. You see all his different gear throughout this, and I think that came out pretty sweet. And he says, Kitaru's Reaver was made from my bones, and it was there I suffered. Now he suffers in me. So good old the evil witch inside his sword took over his body, and you see him turn into this kind of Day of the Dead, horrific monstrosity witch who then kills the other witch and beheads her. He's about to kill everyone else, but luckily a good witch is there to kind of banish the spirit from Kitaru and save him. The spirit goes right back into the sword and starts talking shit to him again. So it's basically the adventures of not just Kitaru, it's him and Togi, his weapon. Togi translates to fang in Japanese, by the way, which I think it was kind of cool. So not fang. I got that wrong, guys. Thorn. I believe it's a thorn is a togi in Japanese. So it's like the idea is that he's a thorn in Kitaru's side because he's always talking shit and kind of being abrasive to him. But sometimes Togi can be his friend and give him good advice. You know, they have to work together type stuff. So it's really fun like that. This is influenced by everything from Blade of the Immortal to Vampire Hunter D to maybe a little Naruto, but not really. Not too much. I think Naruto inspired me more in terms of like cool, simple, solid character designs that are very like fun and functional for the characters. That manga did a really good job of that. Anyway, this came out fantastic. I am proud of this. We do this is a cool bonus story at the end. It's called Spill the Tea with Preston Acevedo. People said that the way I wrote this was actually even better than the original Kitaru. I'm like, well, yeah, this is me now, dude. This is a new story. This is how I write now, baby. It's the new Vaughn. New and improved. So this came out great. It's all black and white, but the blood is red. And it's just, I think it's only 8 pages of just greatness. It shows you how horrific it is to be a witch hunter, and has a kind of a little funny thing at the end where this kid wants to be a witch hunter, and he gives him a little cloth and says, keep this for the blood. If you're going to be like me, you're going to have to deal with a lot of blood, baby. And then, of course, our back cover has a lot of blood. Spill it. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how this came out. This is what I do. This is what I make. This is what makes people happy, and I appreciate you guys tuning in for it. A little behind-the-scenes commentary here. I went through so much to make this book over the years that now that it's out and in hands, it's almost unbelievable to me. It's crazy, but I think the end result is something that I can be proud of and that people can enjoy. People are demanding a second book, so I better get on it. And I'll probably make it even darker and more brutal and more interesting now. I mean, how I write now is not how I wrote back then. But to make this yourself, to make a comic yourself, guys, and really force yourself to sit down and ink it, to force yourself to sit down and do the word bubbles, learn how to letter, pick your fonts, do it right, do your sound effects. It's crazy. It's hard. But I mean, the final result is something that makes people happy. You will learn so much from just hand making your own stuff and forcing yourself to get it done and get through it. I remember when I made this, that was kind of my goal. It was not about making it to publish it and to make a bunch of money. It was about making it to make something that people could like and enjoy, and just prove to myself that I could finish a full, juicy, thick story, you know, one and done tale. And getting it done, I think getting your art done in general, it makes you more confident in yourself. It makes you more confident in what you create. It makes you more confident for future work you want to. If you don't finish it and then just move on to the next thing, you're going to have a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna just have piles of nothing in a way, and it'll probably depress you and make you feel like you can't finish anything. So yeah, guys, here's some inks before we go. Really, really, really happy with how it came out. I think the inks are pretty cool. It's not on, like I said, it's on cheap paper from Kinko's Copies, or whatever it's called now, FedEx, Kinko's. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do to make your comic, right? You got to do what it takes. So I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I'm happy with my inks, actually. Not bad looking, not as flawless and perfect as you would want them to be, but that's just the way it always is, right? A lot of things in this book, I think, give it a lot of twists and turns that other stories don't have, that I think people have been appreciating. So, I'm happy. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for this little behind-the-scenes commentary video that I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys on the next one. And yeah, until then, stay cool.
Vaughn's Haunted Castle.